IM9202 Hioki test fixture can measure both SMD devices and leaded devices with just one unit. It can also measure irregular-shaped components like RFID and NFC tags. Recently, switching frequencies in power circuits are rising above 1 MHz. This brings about the need to measure the characteristics of devices used in power circuits and high frequencies. The IM9202 can also establish contact with devices with complex designs such as RFID and NFC tags. Use the Analyzer mode in the Hioki IM7580 Impedance Analyzer to help you easily identify the characteristics of these types of components. Here you can see the resonance characteristics is 13.56 MHz. As you can see, the Hioki test fixture IM9202 provides an easy way to measure components at high frequencies.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So I'm Deepak from Hioki, India. So now it's 11:30 Indian Standard Time. So for today's session, we have decided that we'll discuss today related to the Hioki solution related to the renewable energy and the green solution. So now we'll start the session. So before starting the session, I would explain you guys about what we are going to discuss today. Okay, so I'll share my screen then, and I'll let you know, guys, that what we are going to discuss. Okay, so as we have decided, so today with us, Mr. Yusuke Sakata from Japan. He's our design manager over there, and today I'm also going to speak about our products. So as I told you, my name, I'm Deepak, and with us, Mr. Yusuke Sakata is there. So now points to be noted today. So first thing, how to use this GoToWebinar, right? So this GoToWebinar is will be, you can see the page on your GoToWebinar viewer on your right side, and the on your left side you will be able to see where we you can see maybe my video as well as the uh, presentation. Okay, so this is how the platform looks like. The next is the computer audio settings, because some of the times you guys are facing problem with the audio and the video. So related to the audio, please select the computer audio, and you guys are muted, and whenever you need to ask any questions, on the below there is a questionnaire session. You can put your questions, and then we can discuss at the end of the session, right? So this is how you need to set the Q&A. Then on the top, the orange marking arrow is the minimize key. If you press it, then it will get minimized. If you press it again, then it will get maximized. And please check your computer audio to set or to get the proper voice, right? So if in between any time the session get disconnected because of maybe because of internet issue, or maybe because of the software or the platform, please join back from the same link, right? You again need to do the similar things. Please click on the same link, and then the link will take you back to the session, right? So now in this session, we are giving the e-certificates as well. But the criteria to get the e-certificates is you need to complete at least 90 minutes. You should attend the session at least 90 minutes to get the e-certificate. The session is automatically get recorded, and maybe after 48 hours we will be able to share this video, right, and the presentation. So if you guys need this link for the presentation and for the video recording link, please send me your emails. My email id, as I have mentioned, deepak@hioki.co.in, or you can drop an email to the info@hioki.co.in. So if you need, if it means like if you want to ask any separate questions, if you want to have discussion related to any particular thing, then please drop me email, or you can drop an email to info@hioki.co.in. For today's program is going to be, of course, the Sagata-san will do the opening speech as well, and then he's going to take the session with me today. So uh, the session will be running around for 50-55 minutes. Then we'll jump for the 30 minutes of Q&A session where you can ask your questions on the Q&A, and then me and Sagata-san can discuss about the same. And then after that, the small 3-4 minutes of closing speech, then we can finish the show, right? So let's try to be more interactive in this session, and then we will try to give you as much as information about the product and the application related to the green energy. So the Q&A session is coming like this, right? And for more information, you can drop me emails. My email ID, I am going to repeat it again: deepak@hioki.co.in, DEEPAK@hioki.co.in, right? For any kind of query or questions, you guys can drop me an email. And speakers, as I told you, Sagata-san, maybe if you are attending our continuous webinars, then Sagata-san, you guys already know. And some of the times I'm hosting the session. Now today again, I'll be the speaker of this session. And then now I will ask Sagata-san to introduce himself, and then can do the opening speech.
Thank you, Dino-san. Thank you for introducing about me. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining today. Someone maybe good afternoon again. Okay. So, my name is Yusuke Sakata of Hioki, India. Right now, like this kind of very difficult situation, I'm in Hioki headquarters. So day by day, I always do like this kind of thing for you. So today's topic is a Hioki solution for the green energy, especially for solar sector. Okay. So I will present with Deepak-san regarding our product and sometimes Japanese situation also. So maybe it is very good information for you, I believe. So let's create a very good session today also. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sagata-san, now you can start the session, and then.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So let's start about the solution for green energy from Hioki. Anyway, I want to add one more point. After 1 hour, I also invite some of the engineers or the specialists of our main product for this section. So maybe if you have any question, so please ask the Q&A session. Okay. Just information. Okay, so these are the today's topics. Firstly, I want to introduce about the summary of the renewable energy, especially for power, solar power generation. As you know, you are very, how to say, know about the detail about this sector, but just a summary. After that, I want to introduce one of our, how to say, main products for this sector, PQ3100. It's a power quality analysis. So I will introduce our product features and applications. Okay, after that, we also have so many kinds of products for renewable energy market. So that's why I will explain, I will introduce some of the application and our product concept as well. So I hope this information is very, very useful for you. Okay. So these are the, I guess, renewable energy advantage point, of course. So that's why not only India, but also all over the world, so many companies, so many institute people is focused on this market, we believe. So that's why Hioki also focus on this market, of course. So it is clean energy. So it is one of the advantage, and we can independ of fossil fuels like that. And it is very higher energy self-sufficiency. Disadvantage also are there because, but it is not, we can say disadvantage. It's like a challenging point. It's a challenging point. So topic and the keyword is I'm sorry. I will. Okay, let's continue. So topic and the keyword is grid connection, prevention of island operation, LVRT and FRT, like this. But today I will explain about the FRT very in detail, and I also prepare about the how to say actual Japanese usage about our PQA. Okay, this is our PQA, power quality analyzer, PQ3100. So as you can see, this is you can measure four channel of current, and four channel of voltage. Okay. And as you can see, this is a flexible sensor for clamp measurement. So it is also okay. And also if you want to measure DC power, so in that case also you can do. And this power quality analyzer can record very long time waveform, maximum 11 sec. And we also have very good application software, PQ1. It's a free software for this product. And also, if you want to do remote control, remote connecting, and remote data transfer, it is also you can do if you use HTTP and FTP technology. Okay, so I want to introduce one by one. So firstly, maybe if you want to evaluate your power quality using like this kind of power quality analyzer, so setting is one of the issues because sometimes it is too much complicated. However, our product, our PQ3100 has a quick set, very easy. It is an actual display. Firstly, preset the wiring, and as you can see, you can connect to this voltage probe and the current sensor. That's all. Okay. After that, this PQ3100 can do the checking for the wiring is okay or bad automatically. If your connection is incorrect, so in that case you can see this red mark. Okay, it's all green, so you can measure. And next, event setting. So there are so many kinds of the power quality issues. Of course, for solar sector, you have so many issues for power quality. So that's why please select what kind of power quality you want to check. And the recording setting. Okay. So I will explain about that. How to work about this product. Mainly, this product can record the waveform. So that's why you can set the recording setting as well. It's a very simple and easy to understand.
Yeah, so why we started our session means like thanks Sagata-san, you started with the power quality. That is one of the important product and instrument in any kind of power plant, and especially related to the solar or regeneration power plants where the power is being converted to the AC. Now, in India, when we are supplying this kind of power to the grids, they are asking what kind of power quality you are supplying to the grids. So that's why now the power auditing is going to become almost compulsory and mandatory to check what kind of power has been generated. As the power is converting from DC to AC, so this means the inverters are there in the picture, right? So when inverters are working, we know as they modulate the frequency. So there are chances if there is a kind of problem in our inverter, then that kind of anomalies can go towards our grid side. So in that case, the power quality comes into the picture. Now, the biggest challenge when we are giving these kind of products to the customers, they feel means like the engineers feels difficult to operate and to understand the terminology about the power quality. So what we have added in our power quality is that the instrument guide itself to the operator how to operate, how to connect, and whether the connections and the settings are correct or not, and how to do the data saving and how to take out the take out the anomalies from the data. So this is how we have developed our power quality, which guides and helps to the operator to operate and to get the data. Yes, Agaro-san, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what is PQA? How do it work? Okay, so basically, power quality analyzer records the various parameters that cause the power failure RMS value, sometimes current measurement, voltage RMS measurement, and harmonics measurement. So like this kind of basic power parameter, it can record like a power logger. But if you detect some of the power failure, like voltage swell or voltage interruption, so like this kind of power failure, if you detect, if this product detects, so in that case, this PQA gets the occurred time and the event profile and the duration and waveform, saving waveform in power quality analyzer. This is our power quality analyzer. Okay, so that's why you can do that dedicated for power measurement. So you can understand what do you want to measure, and then so if you didn't detect the event, but you can still get the trend of the pure power. So these are the good features. However, this PQA doesn't capture how to say all-time waveform. So in that case, we also have a recorder. So we also have so many recorders. After the second half of this presentation, I also explain about the recorder. So that's why if you are interested in to record all of the waveforms, so in that case, we can recommend to use recorder. Okay, so one of our PK700, the good point is that if, as I told you, this is basically you can record 200 millisecond interval to measurement, all of the measurement. But if something happened about something occurred about the event, so in that case, you can measure up to 11 sec of the record. Very, very long time. So because of these features, for PV inverters, we have one of the good application, FRT. So about this application, I will explain after. Okay, next, basically like this kind of flexible sensor. If you want to use like this kind of flexible sensor, so in that case, you need power supply separately. However, Hioki PQ700 already including about the power source. So if you want to use like this kind of sensor, flexible sensor, you can just connect to our product. It is very convenient. Okay. So next, I already finished about our product features. So that's why I will move to the application part for PQ3100. Okay. Checking the FRT, fault ride-through capability in PV system. It is to check if the PV system can recover in certain period when power interruptions happens. I know because just 2 months ago, I also live in India. So in that case, I have many experience too. In India, there are so many interruptions every day. So that's why like this kind of technology, maybe it is very, very important for your country, for your market. Okay. So when grid fault happens, so this is a grid voltage. Okay. It is an interruption. If you don't do like this kind of, you don't anything, so in that case, the power is not come back rapidly. So in that case, this part in the system discontinue from the grid for self-protection. The rest of power supply cannot meet the power consumption demand. So it will be very, very big areas blocking. So this is one of the very, very big risk for the green energy generation. So for if you check about the fault ride-through function, so if your sector, your generation system has like this kind of function features. So in that case, output will be very, very fast come back immediately as a green line like this. So it is very important. So in Japan, utility company have field test of FRT to protect own grids from dispersed power source. Manufacturer of power conditioner have pre-shipment inspection of FRT. So all PCS manufacturer have to do like this kind of test because of this big issue. So in that case, how to check, how to confirm the FRT function? Okay. Measure the output of the power conditioner when the interruption, dip, or frequency fluctuation occurs. Okay. So that's why please set for setting threshold, dip, interruption, and frequency like this. 80%, 30%, 0.8 Hz. It's one of the example in Japan. And also preset recording time as well, using PQ700. Before event occurs, 1 sec. When event occurs, 200 sec. After event occurs, 10 sec. That's all. So this is how to measure for FRT using our PQ700. Okay. So this is the actual waveform. So if it's our PQ1 our free software for PQA. So of course you can see our product on screen PQ700. In addition, you can see on your laptop using our PQ1 like this. You can see very, very long time waveform, total 11 sec. Okay, this is one of the applications. Next application, in Japan, this is also in Japan, before PV system is allowed to connect to the grid, it is compulsory to do these two tests, load rejection test and load test. Japanese, government has to, command to do like this kind of test for facility company. Okay, firstly, what is load rejection test? So this is a PV module, this is a power conditioner, this is a grid connection. Okay. And load is of course great. The purpose is to check if the system will not do any harm to the grid where the load is shut off. So background is in Japan, we can sell our power to the grid. Okay. So even my house, right now selling to the Japanese power company. I have a PV system in my house. Anyway. Okay. So that's why right now, a few years ago, Japanese government is very focused on solar generation. So they support so many costs regarding the PV module, PV system for Japanese person like us, like me, and also power company. So that's why there are so many small PV system in Japan. But anyway, when Japanese people have to do like this kind of test. So before PV module is connected to grid, before usage, we have to do. And how to do? Turning off the secondary side of the power consumption. Okay. So in Japan, to perform load resistance test, one requires a measurement device that can record transient changes. Okay. And the judgment criteria for load rejection test needed to be decided voluntarily. So it means power company have to decide about the threshold. For Japanese case, we can see if the voltage is 140 volt. So in that case, this is a problem. And also, time when the load is shut off and the voltage reaches to 5% or less of voltage before shut off within 100 milliseconds. So this is the information from Industrial Safety and Inspection Department of Tube and Tinti. It's one of the area name of Japan. So this they already decide about the threshold about it. Maybe it's up to the situation, up to the system, which is the power company, our power association, have the system like this. Okay, how to set PQ000 for this application? Of course, as I told you, for Japanese case, the interaction threshold to 5%. Here, 5%. Okay, Japan is a 100 volt. So that's why it means 5 volt. Okay, and also you require waveform before events. So some of the power quality analyzer cannot record before events. Okay, but PQ000 can do. So this point is a very good point for PQ000. Okay, how to view the data on PQ1? Okay, so this is a PQ1 software. So please check maximum voltage and before shut-off voltage. Okay, and if you calculate, just divide. So this value is over 140 volt. So for example, if max voltage is 645.67 volt, and before shut-off voltage is 443.30 volt. So in that case, it is 145.6%. So it is more than 140%. So that's why this is a fault like that. And also, this is the time when the load is shut off and voltage reaches to 5% or less of voltage before shut off within 100 milliseconds. So please use cursor function as well. So please check the duration. Okay. So as I told you, some Japanese association decides 100 milliseconds, but in this time. So load shut off to the max voltage is below the 5%. The duration time is 135 milliseconds. So that's why this is a fault, like this. This is one of the examples. Okay, next, I want to introduce about the fatigue load test for PV system. So diagram is the same as last application, and the load also is the grid. So what's the purpose? To check if the level of harmonics is between the range. How? Measure on the secondary side of power conditioner. The test is done from monitoring until the load reaches to 1%. Okay. When your PV system is connected to the grid. So this is also before usage, you need to do this kind of test. And also, measurement purpose is, of course, harmonics. Don't worry, our PQA, of course, you can measure harmonics value. Okay, and this is one of the example of judgment criteria of okay. So it's a guideline for the harmonics of distribution network in Japan. Official report from the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry in Japan. It's another guideline. So as you can see in the list, this is for how to say power line, 6.6 kV, 22 kV, 33 kV. So in that case, please check this order's harmonics. Okay. Fifth order, you need to, it's a limit 3.5. Like that. And this is the outflow current. Please check outflow current of the harmonics. So this is a limitation. Okay, so how to set PQ 0? Please recording item harmonics. Okay, like this. Only this one. And then you can see the harmonics value in PQ1, like this. Okay, so that's all about the PQA. So from now, I want to introduce about another product for renewable energy market, especially solar generation. So we have so many kinds of products. So we can divide two markets, R&D for PCS, power conditioning system, and maintenance of PV system. So firstly, this is for manufacture of power converters, power PCS, okay? Inverter, power conditioner, and solar inverter. Well, we have another type of power analyzer. Okay. So power quality analyzer, this is especially for using field purpose. But our power analyzer, it is very good for R&D purpose because both of our power quality analyzer and the power analyzer can measure very accurately. Sorry, both our power quality analyzer and the power analyzer can measure power, current, and voltage, basically. However, what is the difference? Our power analyzer is a very accurate to measure efficiency and total efficiency, like this. So this is one of the examples. So just you can connect to solar power output, current and voltage, and it can calculate to the power of the power conditioner primary side. So for the secondary side, you can also input voltage and current. So this power analyzer can select from 1 channel to 6 channel of the power measurement. So this example is just a 4 channel, but you can measure up to 6 channel. You can increase up to 6 channel if you want. So in addition, if you your measurement, your system is connected motor, so in that case, if you want to check like this kind of motor performance, like torque and rotation. So in that case, our power analyzer also can input motor output signal, torque and RPM. And this instrument can calculate about efficiency from power conditioner primary side to the motor output. This is one of the very, very good application. Okay, so this is also one of the another applications. So we also have another type of power analyzer, okay? PWCC90. So this is more small and portable, but you cannot choose a channel for the power measurement. It is already decided to the 4-channel. Okay. However, if you want to make a very, very big current like this, so in that case, we also have CT9557. If you use this unit, you can add from the current sensor output from us. For example, if this clamp sensor can measure up to 1000 ampere, in that case, if you combine with 4 units of our clamp sensor and our CT9557, this one. So in that case, the CT9557 are the all of the result and output to the power analyzer. So primary side also, as a secondary side also same like that. So in that case, this system can measure very, very big current. For example, if your frequency is only 56 Hz, so in that case, we can measure up to 6000 ampere. And also, if you want to measure direct current, so in that case, you can measure 2000 ampere. And with split winding, like this. So in that case, you can measure up to 8000 ampere. For DC also. DC also, you can measure up to 8000 ampere. Because, as I told you, so we also have a very, very accurate and you can measure up to 2000 ampere for even DC. Now, I will introduce about the clamp sensor, but anyway, totally you can measure up to 8000 ampere. So in that case, you can see like this: P123. It's a so P4 is a solar panel. So power conditioner system's primary side. And P123 is a secondary side of the PCS, and efficiency like this, and fundamental frequency, and ripple rate, and THD, and unbalanced rate, and loss like this. Like this kind of measurement you can do. Okay, I already explained. I already introduced about 2 kinds of power analyzers, both of very, very accurate measurement. So basic accuracy, PWCC1 has a 0.02%. PWCC90 also very, very good accuracy. Okay, and also you can choose from 6 channels about the PWCC1, 1 to 6. But PWCC90, this is already fixed 4 channel. So measurement frequency band is a little difference with these 2 products. If you want to measure including SiC inverter, we recommend to use PWCC1. Okay. Basically, recently for solar market, the PCS is made by SiC inverter sometimes. So in that case, frequencies are very, very high. Switching frequency is very, very high. So that's why we recommend to use PWCC1. But if your measurement is not so need to high frequency, so in that case, IGBT inverter is okay. So in that case, PWCC90 is suitable for your application. Okay. And also, Hioki has very good technology for measure like this kind of accurate current. Okay, we have three type of current sensor for power analyzer. Clamp type, you can do open close. No need to cut wire. It is very easy to use. Still, you have a 0.3% accuracy. And we have a 20 ampere to 1000 ampere range, and the frequency also up to 1 megahertz. Okay, and also if you require very high accuracy, so in that case, pass-through type clamp sensor is needed. It has a 0.04%, very high accuracy, and you can measure from 50 ampere to 2000 ampere. Okay, if you use this 2000 ampere pass-through type, so in that case, you can increase up to 8000 ampere when you use CT9557. And also, if you need more accuracy and more frequency band, so in that case, we also have a CT6904. It has up to 800 ampere. Okay, that's all about the power analyzer. Next product is the recorder. So measurement target is almost same. This is also PCS. Okay, but if we want to record very long time of the measurement of the voltage and the current and power, and sometimes if you combine with motor, so this motor's specification of torque and the vibration like this and the rotation. So in that case, we also can suggest recorder. We have an M16000 and M18847. Okay. So if you use our recorder, so in that case, we have a high voltage unit, U8974. So you can measure directly connect to our recorders. Okay. But same as power analyzer. But only difference is that for power analyzer, you can get a very high accuracy. For recorder, you can get a very long time waveform. Accuracy is also okay. Our recorder has a 0.3%. However, if you need more accurate measurement, so in the case, power analyzer is better. Okay. So evaluation for input-output characteristic of the power control system. So in that case, also our recorder is very good. So in that case, sometimes the customer want to measure very long waveform. Okay. So in that case, we have a current sensor and a high voltage unit. So in that case, our recorder is very suitable. Okay. So here, I want to add some of the point. So what is the memory encoder? What is the recorder? There are 5 good points if we compare with oscilloscope. So oscilloscope also very popular electrical instrument, right? However, for like this kind of your market, I believe memory recorder is better. So we can do the long-time record. Okay. This is a general oscilloscope. You can see, and you can say just this window. It's a very short term, right? But if you use a memory recorder, you can record very long time. And some of the recorder can do the real-time saving in your even your laptop or PC. So in that case, the recording time will be quite unlimited, we can say. So next is high resolution. If you want to do the capture the waveform and measure the value simultaneously, so in that case, resolution is very important. Okay. So general oscilloscope has only 8 bits. So in that case, you are measuring. You also can see the maximum voltage and the minimum voltage, like that. But you can see only 3 digits. is not so enough sometimes. If we use 16-bit, for example, this is our rail recorder. So in that case, you can see the 5-bit. It's a very, very accurate measurement you can do. Isolation. So of course, our power analyzer is isolated all over the channel. In addition, our memory recorder also perfectly isolated all over the channels. Typical oscilloscope, it is not isolated. That's why if we use measure like this kind of circuit, it's just an example. If you want to measure 1.5 volt battery, which is connected series. So in that case, if you connect like that, so in that case, it is short circuit. You will get the risk of the short circuit problem. If this voltage is high, so in that case, your instrument will blow like this. But memory high quarter is perfectly isolated all over the channels from the negative terminal to the ground. So that's why you don't mind about the short circuit. Just you can connect, you can measure. Very, very easy. So that's why if you want to measure two kinds of line, like primary side and secondary side, for example, PCS. So in that case, please use isolated product, like a power analyzer and our recorder. Both of product is perfectly isolated for each channel. So that's why it is very good. Okay. Fourth point, you can select so many kinds of unit. You can customize if up to your situation. Okay. Just you buy only one instrument and please buy another so many kinds of the unit. And after the situation, please set up for yourself. So MR8847A, it has a H slot. Okay, so that's why you can increase one of our unit has a 2-channel analog input. So if you use this unit all over the slot, so in that case, you can create up to 16 channels perfectly isolated recorder like that for analog input and for very accurate DC measurement input and current input. Current input means just you can connect to our current sensor. You can measure the current like this. And strain unit, if you want to measure vibration and the strain, in that case, you need a strain unit, charge unit. If you want to measure acceleration, so in that case, charge unit is also okay. Temperature unit, if you want to measure temperature, you can set temperature unit like this. And finally, multi-channel. So as I told you, our memory recorder can measure very multiple. Our MR8847 can measure up to 16 channel, and the MR6000 precision memory recorder can measure up to 32 analog channels. Again, all channels are isolated. So it is one of the examples. If you want to see like this kind of timing, if you want to measure the timing, duration, so in that case, you require multi-channels. So in that case, memory recorder is very suitable. Okay. And also, our recorder is isolated, and then all channel has their own AD converter. So it is not scanning method. So that's why it's a perfectly simultaneous sampling for all of the channels. So you can see the relation of your input waveform very easily. It is one of our good point of the memory recorder. Okay, so that's all about our features, memory recorder's features for your reference. Okay. From here, next application we will go. Okay. So this application is evaluation of power condition system. Okay. So this is a power PCS. So sometimes you need very much good temperature measurement for PCS. Not like a 10 or 20, like 100 or 200. So in that case, we have a new product for temperature measurement. Okay, LR8450. Just launched this year. Okay, this product can increase up to 330 channels of the temperature and voltage measurement. Voltage means not so high something, but like a millisecond order, 1 or 2, 10 or 20 millisecond. But still very enough, I guess, for this application. So we have two kinds of module for LR8450, plug-in module and the wireless module. This application shows wireless module because if the the channel is too much. So in that case, wire is very complicated for you. However, if you use wireless unit of the data logger, so in that case, your wire will be very short compared to plug-in module. So that's why we strongly recommend to use wireless unit. However, we also have a plug-in module also. The one module, you can measure up to 30 channels, each module. In addition, LR8450 can connect to up to 7 units of the wireless module and 4 units of the plug-in module. So total 11 units. So if you use 11 units, 30 channel temperature voltage unit, so in that case, you can create up to 330 channel voltage temperature measurement system in one device. This is one of the examples for PCS. Okay, so next is measuring the operation status of solar power system. Okay, this is a solar panels and the connection box, and this is a PCS, and this is the secondary side of the PCS. So in this case, you can detect, you can gather almost all of the parameters, like solar radiation sensor output. You can output to the our wireless universal unit. Okay. So unfortunately, we don't have this sensor, but maybe you can find so many manufacturers, so many third party. And also, you can combine with differential probe. We have a differential probe for high voltage because this data logger cannot input like a high voltage. You can input up to 100 volt only. So that's why you need to use differential probe. In addition, we have a AC/DC auto zero current sensor, CT7700 series. And this unit, and this, if you want to measure AC and DC, so in that case, you need the clamp, which is needed power source. So CM7291 is just like a power source, but it is not just a power source. CM7291 also have a Bluetooth technology, and this data can transfer from here to this unit, wireless loading station, LR8410. This data logger is similar with LR8450, but LR8450 using Wi-Fi technology, but LR8410 using Bluetooth technology. Okay, please using device, you are up to your situation. Okay, and also we also have a PWC360 clamp on power logger. This is a very basic product compared to PQA. PQA, as I told you, can record power parameter and during we can set that something, some fault, have some event, and you can get the occurred time like this and the waveform. But the clamp on power, you can measure only power parameter. Because it's just operation status. of measuring. So that's why maybe power over is enough. So all of the measurement, we have a Genect one. It's a Hioki software, free software. So this software can gather all of the information if you connect to LAN communication with your laptop to our instruments. So in this application, in summary, you can gather using Genect 1 to the LAN connection, and you can get the power parameter of the PCS output, and you can get the current measurement of the primary side of PCS, and solar radiation sensors output also you can get using this unit, Bluetooth unit, and voltage also. Okay, next application. From here, I will introduce about the maintenance purpose. Okay. Maintenance purpose. We also have some of the product for solar sector. We have IR4053 insulation tester for PV maintenance market. Okay. So for PV market, you need to check the ground fault. If your system has a ground fault, so in that case, it is not good. It is a failure. It is already mentioned, IEC 62446-1 from 2016. So there are some of the strings and arrays. This is a photovoltaic modules. Okay. And here is a junction box and diode and message. And from here, go to the PCS. Okay, so when you want to measure the insulation resistance measurement of PV system, so there are two methods, basically. Okay. So, but there are some of the problem. So first method, firstly, you need to short from P&N and measure. However, it is very, very dangerous if you do the noon time. Okay. Because you will see some of the arc discharge because it is already generating some of the power, and it's a very high voltage. So it will create an arc. So in that case, you need to do the measure in night time. But night time, as you know, night is very, very dark. So it is very dangerous. So that's why it is not so good method. However, if you measure 2 times, as to P, as to N, okay, without short. So in that case, also you can measure. However, there are so many errors because this arc fault is not predict. Basically, you can see where the arc fault is occurred. So that's why, because of this arc fault, you can check correctly for your arc testing. So that's why this method is also not accurate. It's a safe, but it is not accurate. However, if you use our PV ohm range IR4053, this is a special product for PV market. So in that case, when you measure using IR4053, you can do this second method. You can measure as to P and you can measure as to N. However, this PV range is avoid like this kind of error because first measurement IR4053 is not going to apply the voltage, just measuring the voltage and current. After that, this IR4053 applies a 500 volt or 1000 volt various kind of voltage. From these two measurement of result, IR4053 calculate accurate value of the Earth. So that's why IR4053 is very, very accurate for PV insulation resistance measurement. Okay, so we have up to 1000 volt DC voltage range, and it has also comparator function, and it is a door-proof 1 meter, and you can see the backlight white LED like that. Okay. So finally,
Sagata-san, sumimasen. So related to that insulation tester, it's a normal insulation tester, but means like we have developed this product as per the customer demand, and they came out that they are facing some kind of issues while doing the measurement of insulation, especially on the occasions when there is a rain at the solar power plant. So what is happening when it is raining? Nothing, no kind of fault is there, but only the thing, the leakage current increases that time because the soil is wet, right? So the insulation tester is a simple calculation VIR, right? The insulation tester applies the voltage, checks the current, and calculates the resistance, right? It is with all the insulation testers. But especially on that rainy time when the soil is wet, that time the current is different as compared to the normal dry season. So that's why the Sagata-san tried to explain the standard says we need to measure in that scenario. So there are two conditions. The other, we need to short that to positive, negative, and then we can do the measurement, right? But that is not a correct method in terms of solar, because the solar panels are always generating some kind of power, right? So, and if we try to do one by one neutral with respect to ground, and then phase with respect to ground, in that case, we are not in the exact loop, right? So, what we have done, this is again a very simple thing have been done on our insulation tester. So it is working little bit smartly. Before applying the voltage, it measures the leakage current, right? And then in the term of that calculation, it removes that leakage current and then do the perfect insulation testing. So that's why even on the rainy seasons, the exact insulation you will always get. It doesn't mean that, means like in rainy seasons you might have get different or incorrect values. It doesn't mean the insulation tester is gone bad, right? So that's why we came out with this kind of specific insulation testers for solar industry, and where they can measure the perfect insulation whether the soil is wet as well. Right, Sagata-san? Yeah, please go up.
Yes, yes. Okay. I have already finished time. So first, finally, I want to introduce our DMM. So DT454 is very suitable for PV market because you can measure up to 1500 volt. Just a reason. So, and also we have an old DCV polarity check hub. So using the red LED and blue. Okay. So easy to find wire misconnection and abnormal voltage like this. So this is very, very useful. And as you know, so your measurement place is so many points you have to measure. So that's why this kind of application, maybe it is very suitable for your market. It's a very easy product. So that's all this presentation. My name, that's all from me, from my side. Okay, Dika-san?
Yeah, Sagata-san, can you please add bypass diode tester 4310? So that's again very specific product.
Can I go to the web page?
Yeah, please. So Hioki also having two very specific models in terms of DMM and clamp meters. So these two models of the clamp meter and multimeter can go up to 1700 volt DC in for specifically for solar industry. So these days they are very popular for solar industry as well, because uh, the maintenance engineers need to monitor this kind of voltage very frequently. So they need to carry multiple instruments. So that's why we have added the 1700 volt in our product portfolio as well for DMM and clamp meter. So this is one of the very specific model in our uh, solar solution which we are giving to the market. So this model which we have made very specifically for the solar industry. So this model number is FT4310. So we call this a bypass diode tester. So it's a kind of preventive maintenance tool. So it is very simple to use. You need it is just slightly bigger than a digital multimeter. You need to go to the combiner box, need to open them, and connect the test leads, and then you will be able to check your string whether the condition of the bypass diode testers on your string. Now, some of the people you will ask, I'm just coming to the basic. What is a bypass diode tester? So in between the if you have gone through the solar panel, so inside the solar panel, the cells are being connected in the series. So with on that series, on the parallel side, there are bypass diode testers. So if any particular cell, right? If any particular cell, maybe I'm just giving an example on that full panel, on one particular cell, if there is a dirt or something like that, anything is there, or some shade comes up, then that particular cell will start behaving like a resistance, right? Which will not allow the voltage to pass through that particular series. So that time the bypass diode tester comes in and bypass that particular series of cells, and the electrons current can pass to the next cell. So like assume that there is a panel which is having a 30 volt, 30 volt. So if we divide into three parts, then the each series of cells are having 10 volt. If one particular cell of any series is not working or working behaving like a resistance, then whole of my panel will not work, right? So the bypass diode tester bypasses that series of cells, and then at least we can come out from we can come out a 20 volt of voltage from that particular panel, right? That's how the bypass diode works. So now I'll come to the next phase. So why the hotspots comes up on our panels? Why the hotspots comes up? And for to detect that hotspot, we are using means like lots of technologies and imaging cameras we are using, right? But what is the use of that? What is the use of that? If we are able to detect that hotspot, this already means we have lost the power, and in terms of power, we lost money, right? If that hotspot comes, we cannot do anything. We need to replace the model, right? But what we can save, if there is any tool which can tell that there is a chance or might be that the situation can comes up, so that you can change the panel right now to save the power generation drop, or in terms of money you can say you can save the money, right? So the bypass diode tester can tell you the panel or the string is having a problem on that bypass diode, so better to change it right now. So what it do? We need to connect it to that particular string. Maybe in there in the combiner box, there are 20 strings are being connected to that combiner box. We need to start testing by one. String number one, string number two, string number three, string number four, and five. And maybe like on the fourth or fifth, we'll get a problem, and then we need to check the particular panel. That's how the bypass diode tester works. Now the principle behind how it works, it is already been patented by Hioki. So it injects for what it do first, it measures the ISC, the short circuit current, right? And then it injects extra 1 ampere, right, onto that particular string or panel. If that extra 1 amperes flows through the whole string or the panel and come back to the instrument, it is fine. If it does not come back, there is a fault. That is the work of a bypass diode tester. If there is any extra current is flowing, it should come through the bypass diode, right? So that's how, by using a simple principle, you will be able to detect the bypass diode test. Now, some of the people thinking, oh, it's just a diode, I can test it by multimeter. No, because the bypass diode testers are inside the circuit of the panels. Actually, they are been 100% waterproof and comes with the epoxy and all those things. We cannot test it actually by multimeters and so. So this is a use of bypass diode tester. Now, what is the advantage? With the help of this bypass diode tester, no need to test at the sunlight where the temperature is 55 or something like that, or 60 in India. It happens in some of the regions of India, right? No need to go and tan your skin, right? So if it is a shade, or even when there is no light, it doesn't matter. We can go on the evening or very early morning if you do not want to go to that high temperature, because it measures the ISC. Even if the ISC is zero, the short circuit current is zero, it can inject the current and we can do the measurement. So it not only makes very simple and easy to use, but also in terms of money, it also saves the money in terms of power generation, right? So this is a kind of preventive maintenance tool, which is very simple and cost effective tool, which you can use in your plants uh, to as a precautionary. You can use them, and you will be able to save money and save the plant and the stream. Right, Sagata-san. So that is one of the another tool, and related to the multimeter kilometer, maybe because it became very popular in India. So might be you guys know about this model DT4254 and CM4373. Now it has been highly demanded in India among the solar players in India. So that is how the bypass diode tester works. So Sagata-san, shall we move towards Q&A session?
Yes, of course, please.
Okay, now we got some questions. I'll take one by one. So, Sagata-san, one of our customers said hello to you, Mr. Sanjay Kawal. He is already our customer and using one of our power series. Thank you, Sanjay-san. And I have seen very continuously he is attending our seminars and webinars and showing interest on our sessions. Thank you, Sanjay Kawal, sir. And thanks for using our product. Now, Sanjay-san, you have asked that direct question: what is the cost of 3100 with 4 channels? So, Sanjay sir, I have already passed this information to our sales manager, and might be he will contact you very soon related to the cost. And then maybe if you want to see the product, we can do the online demo for you. And if it is very, if you are in means like close to Delhi NCR or in the places where our regional managers are there, we can come down to your facility and then we can show you the product with all the safety measures related to the COVID. Yeah. Now I'll move towards the next question. So one question came up, what is the maximum voltage the PV module can generate? That is a question, Sagata-san. What is the maximum voltage the PV module generate? So as per my experience, I have seen different kind of modules in the market, right? So the different modules like the mono, poly, and the thin films are coming up in the market now. Day by day, the voltage ranges are being increased. So it depends. If the new technology comes up, then maybe the module is having a much higher capability to generate the voltage and current. So it is changing day by day, actually. So we cannot comment on that how much voltage it can be generated. So it depends on the modules and all.
Yes,
Right.
so in Japan, there are not so big voltage. Maybe it's because of the, how to say, distributions efficiencies. Maybe Japanese system is not so bad. So that's why voltage is not so high. But recently, like China or USA, maybe in India also right now, as Giba-san told you, day by day, the voltage is increased. So that's why right now we also know some customer want to measure 1.5 kV. But maybe in the future it will increase, I guess.
Yeah, because today only I read a study. A scientist, I don't forgot the name. Sorry for that. A scientist have developed or came to know about a semiconductor which can work up to 149% of efficiency. So you can assume how much maximum voltage and the current can be, I mean, the semiconductor will be able to generate or capable to come out with the efficiency. So it is increasing day by day. So the hybrids and the EV batteries, these are all new technologies which is rising, and the scientists and the companies are doing continuous R&D. So it is increasing day by day and getting better and better. Now I'll jump to the next question, again asked by Mr. Arjun Singh. Okay, that we have completed. Now I'll jump to the next question, Sagata-san, asked by Clarence. So how to measure the efficiency of PV module or array? They want to measure the efficiency of the PV module or array.
PV module what?
Array. Full array.
So
Yeah.
maybe power analyzer, right? I guess.
Yeah. So there can be two possibilities. So if we are only talking about a module, a single module, then the comparison between Sagata-san is between the radiation and the voltage current output, right? So that is a separate criteria. Earlier, Sagata-san, we were having that kind of product with us. You remember the data logger was with us in LR8410, but unfortunately, it is absolute now, because people are not doing the efficiency measurement for single modules. They are basically done in the module production side. So if we are talking about the array, yes, we have solution for it. We can give you both the type of solution with the help of power quality model number 3198, and with the help of power analyzer as well. You will be able to measure the efficiency of the whole system, because it is converting from DC to AC. It depends. We have the PQ3198 can take three phase, means like three channels of AC as an input and one DC as an input. So it depends. The 3390 have four channels, or the channels are independent. We can make the combination as per your convenience and the plan. And then we have 6001, which is having six channels for input, six for voltage, six for current, and again related to your application, maybe on the input side three phase, output side three phase, depend on your inverter. We can do the testing. So some of our solar customers are using our 3390 and 6001, and many of the inverter manufacturers are already using Hioki to test the efficiency of their inverters. So we have products. I guess Sakata-san already showed you with the help of the diagrams and all on its presentation. 601, 3390, and 3198. We have three products for this kind of application. Yeah, I hope we have answered your question. Again, Sanjay-san have asked price for bypass diode tester. So Sanjay-san, again, our sales manager will contact you related to the bypass diode testers, and we have that product as well with our demo unit, and we can do the demo on site as well. And some of the people are asking for the presentation and the video link. Yes, as I told you, if you need this kind of presentation and the recorded video links, yes, we can provide it. You please drop me email on the deepak@hioki.co.in or info@hioki.co.in. We'll be able to provide you the presentation done by Sakata-san and the video link as well. Now, another question is whether the question asked by Mr. Sai Balaji. So the question is whether string must be isolated from circuit while doing bypass diode testing. Yes, sir. We need to open the means like I have seen on the string boxes there are fuses. We need to open them, means like we need to isolate our string while doing the measurement of this bypass diode testing. That's why means like the question can be arises, if I open, then again we are losing power. Yes, that's why we are saying no need to do the test at sunlight. If even you can do the test at the night as well, when the power plant, the solar power plant is not generating anything, right? That time also you can do that, but again you need to open, because the bypass diode tester is injecting the current actually. If we do not open that fuse, or we do not isolate our string with related to your uh, uh, circuit, then the current can flow to that another direction, and then the testing will be not done properly. So better, of course, always better to open that string from the circuit, right, Sagada-san?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so there is another question, Mohammed Bilal. I need Middle East point of contact for Hioki. Right, sir. We have a team in our Middle East, Mr. Anil, and one more Japanese, Mr. Sakai is there, and they have their own team. Of course, we'll pass this information to Mr. Anil. So I request to the Ravi. Ravi, please take a contact of Mr. Muhammad Bilal and pass to Anil immediately. So Bilal, Mr. Bilal, we will pass your query to to the Middle East. Thank you. Now we'll move towards what about the measurements of this is question asked by Hira Barar. I hope I pronounce it fine. Mihail Hirabar. Sorry for that. Okay, now the question is, what about measurement on 1500-volt PV systems? Yes, we can do the measurements. Our power analyzers, not the power quality. Our power analyzers can work over up to 1500-volt. And related to the 1500-volt, we have multimeters and kilometer, but bypass diode tester cannot work up to beyond 1000-volt and 10 amperes. But our engineers in Japan are trying to enhance the voltage and current limits. So Sagada-san, it's my request again to discuss with Higuchi-san to enhance the voltage and current limit of our bypass diode tester, because
Okay.
that is the current demand from the solar industry and the renewable industry.
Yeah. Hioki headquarter team is very, how to say, seriously to know about the demand of the Indian request, especially for diode testing and inspection testing. So that's why we will input them about this kind of very good information. Thank you very much.
Okay, now I'll jump to the next question asked by Anmon. So the question is, Sagata-san, hi, yeah, hello, Anman sir. Why need dedicated IR4053 test for PV? How does it differ as compared to the standard IR tester common in the market related to the 4053?
Okay, so as I told you, I will show the diagram again. So these are the, how to say, right now, another competitor's method. So this is dangerous. This is not accurate. So that's why basically our IR4053 also same as like this. So you need to measure from S to P and S to N. But because of the S slope, you can measure accurately. That's why our IR4053 PV ohm rate can measure 2 times. Honestly, we can say. So first measurement, just check the asphalt, and we can get some of the value or calculate next measurement. After that, we measure again, same as another product. We apply some of the high voltage, like a 500 to like a 1000 volt, and just it is not just a measurement. We also calculate using previous measurement. That's why our measurement result is very accurate compared to another product. Are you clear? If because you have any additional comment, please do.
Yeah, because it's a VIR calculation. So if the insulation tester is not getting the exact current value, then the things will get fluctuate. So that's why the 4053 comes with a additional PV feature where it can measure the insolation dedicatedly and correctly related to the solar power plant. Okay, now the next question from Sai Balaji. So the question is related to PQ3100, whether PQ3100 generates report showing harmonic extract automatically. Yes, the PQ3100 is a power quality analyzer. So not only the harmonics data related to the all the anomalies which has been described by the IC standard, right, and the European standard by EN. So it follows that standard, and following that standard and the procedure, we are able to find all the anomalies, whether it can be sag, soil, dip, transient, hysteresis, whatever is there related to the harmonics. Yes, we are able to measure it. And PQ3100 with the help of software called PQ1, you will be able to generate automatic reports in the form of Excel or the Word files, right? So I hope we have answered the question. Now again, the Sai Balaji sir have asked another question. Based on the value achieved from the bypass diode tester, can we find out location of failure? Okay, sir. So there is two procedure to come down to the pinpoint to the particular panel. So first we start from the combiner box. So when where means like where the strings are coming up, and then we need to measure one by one string. So maybe on that combiner box, maybe 20 to 50 numbers of strings are coming up. It depends on the plant. So maybe we start from the string number 1. We went down till 11th. So maybe the 11th number, by as per the bypass diode tester, it shows that there is a problem. Value is not correct. Then we need to go to that string number 11, and maybe 20 panels are connected. Then we need to test those 20 panels one by one. That is a procedure. And then we can detect the faulty panel. So we need to first go to the string, and then on that string, faulty string, panel to panel. That is a procedure. Now, what is the now I'll jump to the next question asked by Mr. Jignesh. The question is, what is the converter in power conditioner? I didn't get this question exactly. Sagata-san, the question is, what is a converter in power conditioner? Jignesh sir, can you please elaborate this question so that we'll be able to understand the question? Okay, now again the question asked by Mr. Balaji. So Balaji-san is asking whether he can use FT4310 model for 1000 volt and 1500 volt. Sorry, Balaji-san, you can use only up to 1000 volt 10 ampere. If your string is more than 1000 volt, right now we do not have solution for it. But as I told you, our engineers and the design engineers in Japan are working on that. And again, I request to Sakata-san, please discuss with Higuchi-san and our solar team to come out with this kind of solution. So these are the questions we have got today. If any further more question is there, please comment on that. And in the meanwhile, as we have shown that this particular seminar has been arranged by Hioki India, as well as one of our Delhi NCR distributor. Their name is Nestros. So Sakata-san, can I share my screen?
Yes.
So that I can introduce them. Yeah. So I'll show my screen then. Okay. Some kind of delay is there. Sakata-san, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So this is the detail. The customers who want to know about Hioki products and want to know about the pricing and want to see the demos and all. These are Nestros India is our authorized dealer for Delhi NCR. I am repeating again. They are dealer for Delhi NCR, and then you can contact them. This is their contact detail and email ID. So from very long time, they are associated with us and helping our customer to know about Hioki products and supporting with Hioki India team. So thanks to the Nestros team for organizing this webinar with us. So I'll ask Sagata-san right now if we are getting any more questions. Let me check it once again. So there are some questions, Sagata-san. Again, I'll very fast. I'll take those questions. Okay. So the question asked by Mr. Muhammad Bilal. Question is there any standard the inverter efficiency should follow? Is there any standard?
So in that case, so inverter, there are so many kinds of the inverter for power sector, for automotive, for home appliance. So I guess so like this kind of requirement. So it is up to the market. So it's how some of the market are required about the efficiency. If you want to measure the efficiency for the inverter, like a conditioner. So in that case, you need to check the standard for your market. So of course, power conditioner also some of the one of the standard, I guess. So unfortunately, right now I don't have this information accurately. So if you need, so I will check and I will inform to you.
Okay. There is one more question related to the inverter again by the Kedarnath sir. So he want to know about the common mode voltage differential mode voltage electromagnetic interference in inverters. So he want to know about the CMV and DMV and EMI related to the inverters.
Sorry, please ask one more.
So Mr. Kedarnath asked a question related to the common mode voltage, differential mode voltage, and EMI of the inverters. He want to know about that and how to reduce them.
So it's he talking about the noise, right?
Yes,
Noise.
yes, exactly.
So in that
Which has been
case,
generated because of the CMV, DMV, and EMI.
so if we talking about the EMI, so in that case, maybe it is how to say electrical component world, I guess, electrical component world. So in that case, maybe pre-check the electrical component like common mode filter or RF inductor. So like this kind of up to the specification, you need to control your EMI noise. So one of the example, so we have a electrical meter, impedance analyzer. Okay. So this product can check the impedance of like this kind of electrical component. So for example, I will show the product. Okay, these one. So we have from 1 megahertz to 3 gigahertz frequency range. So can measure impedance. So one of the so many customer, so many EMI electrical component customer uses our product when they produce about the filters for like this kind of EMI purpose. So in that case, you can check so many frequency point of the impedance. So maybe it is very good for your purpose.
Okay, so I guess yeah. So these are the questions we got. So Sagata-san, I would request you to have few words with the customers, and then we can finish up.
Okay. Thank you for again joined the seminar, and I'm very glad because still so many over 100 people will right now remain for this session. You are very how to say interested in this market, so that's why Hioki next in the future Hioki not in the future, near future Hioki will focus on this market. I always say to headquarter person like Deepak-san. So maybe day by day we can communicate with you about, and also I want to know about your request daily. So in the future, not only like our product but also our new product also we will introduce to you. So that's why please use our product and please join our webinar also. Let's study in this daily difficult COVID-19 situation. Thank you very much today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. Your comments and are very important for us. So please be in contact with us to develop more interesting products, and which will help you to solve your applications. So thank you everyone. Thank you again, Nestor's team and Sagata-san from headquarters, and thanks to the Hioki India team, and of course thanks to our customers. Thank you everyone. Please stay safe in this COVID situation, and we'll meet again on our next session. Thanks again. I'll end up the session. Yeah.
Thank you.